some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty balling. Go to follow, you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, you don't fit for.
Well, hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of Nene's Notions. My name is Nina, and welcome back to my 6th episode of my show, which we will be covering another one of my notions, and we will be getting a deep understanding and getting other people's opinions. Speaking of other people, I have 3 people in the room with me today. So, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. My name is Austin Okori. I'm a student here at PGCC.
My name is Kaya Smith. I'm a student here at PGCC as well.
My name is Sydney Reed, and I'm also a PGCC student here as well.
Yeah. Well, y'all know we all go to PG. Yeah, but I had to get my sisters and my brothers on this show, on the show, and I'm so glad that you guys came on, and because we needed to talk about, another, I feel like, topic that I feel like everyone can relate to, and I feel like we can all get an open mind and an open stance on it. So without further ado, y'all ready to get into my notion for today? All right, so my notion for today is intention over impact. So y'all know, Kyle's he was like, that's like really heavy, because I was like, dude, intention over impact. So don't y'all know when someone says, this is not my intent to do this thing? Like, say for instance, if someone says, like, if you have a cocky friend,
Yeah.
you know they're cocky,
Right.
Yeah.
you establish, heck yeah, they're cocky. But and they always boast about themselves, saying, oh yeah, just talking down on you, and they don't know how they're affecting you and your mental state, and they don't know how to affect your self-esteem. They don't know how they're affecting your well-being.
Yeah.
And then you block them, you don't talk to them anymore, and then they finally talk to you. They said, it's not my intention to do that, but lovely, you have to understand what is the impact that you made.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a difference. So it's just like intention over impact. People have to understand that it may not be your intent to do that one thing, but how it could negatively influence someone in your life, and you don't know how that it can take that person and it can weigh on them heavy, because you can have people, so-called friends, because I'm learning the term associates. I have learned the term associate. I've grown in my maturity. All I can say is life be life on that one. But I learned the term associate. I know the difference between genuine and non-genuine. And it's just like when it comes to a friend, even a relationship, or even with family, when family says, if it could be a family dynamic of they say, oh yeah, it's not, if you cause a trauma and a pain towards somebody in their childhood, and they're, weighing on it now, and they're not fully healed from it, and they're not fully forgiven, you haven't fully forgiven that person, that family member could say, it wasn't my intention to make you feel that way or take you through that, but what was the impact that you made?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you have to clearly see that in a sense.
Right.
But Austin, you want to kick it off?
I was going to say, nonetheless, like, an impact was still made on
Right.
that person. You can say, oh, I didn't mean to do it, but at the end of the day, you still did something. The onus is on you to apologize and grow and become better. Because if you just say, oh, it's not my fault because that's not what I intended to do, so then you can't take accountability for anything, and no one ends up getting healed. It just causes bitter resentment.
Yeah. Kaya, Sydney?
I completely agree with that statement. I think a lot of days I think it comes from them wanting to defend themselves, or they don't it's hard for them to understand that they hurt. No one really, unless you're just a really truly evil person, no one really wants to hurt anyone. And so to kind of admit that, like, I hurt you and I have to take accountability of the fact that I hurt you, I think saying sorry sometimes is really hard for people. Like, it's very hard for people to say sorry and to genuinely apologize. Even like saying my bad or my fault isn't really a genuine apology to me. If I said, oh, that hurt my feelings, I expect I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. If that wasn't my intention, but in the future, I plan on not making that a recurring event, and then just move forward from that. It doesn't have to be a sign of weakness if I apologize or now I'm not,
Because a lot of people are too afraid to admit that they're not perfect,
right?
know? And when they have to apologize for something they did, that's admitting to themselves they did something wrong,
right?
Something that they never thought they could do,
right?
And instead of being a mature person and being like, okay, here's what I did wrong, let
right.
me change and grow, they're like, it's easier to ignore your feelings
exactly.
Yeah, and just to hit back on that note before Sydney goes of people's, I just can't stand fake apologies.
Right.
I can't stand those. I just I'm the one that be like, yo, if you don't come genuine to me, I'm not gonna receive it, because I just feel like you have to be willing to not only take accountability for what you did, but also feel remorseful and feel some type of compassion for what you did, because you just say, oh yeah, my bad, my fault. How is that genuine?
Right.
No one's going to take that. No one's going to be like, oh, yeah, well, hey, they said my bad, so I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
Heck no. No, my bad is not
my bad.
My bad is not a good apology to say, because I just don't like it. And my thing is that it is hard for some people to just admit when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Own it. I just say so many times, just own it. Own your screw up.
Right.
We are all imperfect people. I say all the time, I'm an imperfect person serving a perfect God. Mm-hmm. I say that 110% throughout the day, because I know as I'm growing in my adulthood, even though I am 20, I'm still growing in my adulthood. I'm growing in my maturity, growing in every single area that is need be. And God is still working on me. Right. But still, in the same sense, we all screw up. We all make mistakes. We all have done stuff that we're not proud of. Mm-hmm. But your willingness to address it, take accountability for it, be willing to heal from that and move forward within yourself and your own healing, or within a relationship,
right?
Between family, friend, foe, it doesn't matter. Or even if you sometimes I say just forgive. And I just say not for that person, because there's a person that can never say sorry a day, however much longer that God gives us on this earth. They could be the most unapologetic person in life.
Right.
But say I'm sorry for the sake of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because forgiveness is like a burden off your back. Because it's just it's the biggest chain that got broken in your life. Because it's just you can't continuously and in the mindset of you continuously being stuck. Because how are you supposed to go forward in the plans that God has for your life, and you're stuck in this bubble of just unhurt, unremorseful, just being like, hey, just holding that grudge, hanging on to that.
Yeah.
You're like someone who's held those grudges in the past for justifiable reasons.
Mm-hmm.
When you hold on to those grudges, it's you're only hurting yourself, because you're holding on to that pain while that other person is just moving on like nothing ever happened. It's just another Tuesday to them, So the best thing you can do for yourself is process the pain, recognize how they hurt you, and strive to ensure that you don't get hurt like that again. Just move on, try and be your best self. You don't have to necessarily forgive them or be like, oh, what you did is completely okay.
Right.
But you do at some point, in order to grow, you should just be like, what happened. I'm going to try to move.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm gonna jump from I'm agreeing with that statement. With that statement being said from Austin. Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say that also, I feel like sometimes when people expect if I did something wrong and now I say sorry, that we're back to where we were, or now we're back to, okay, you forgave me, now we're back to being friends, now we're back to being cool. And it really just depends on what it is. In some cases it's okay, yeah, I forgave you, you made that little mistake and everything, you owned up to it, okay, cool. But if I see that it's a pattern of something that keeps occurring, I'm going to say, okay, I forgive you, but I'm going to remove you as a friend from me.
Yeah.
We can't hang around you. Yeah.
I feel because a lot of people apologize just for the sake of being forgiven.
Exactly.
They don't apologize out of remorse. or
Right.
guilt.
Exactly.
It's a difference.
And so I'm like, okay, this is a pattern that I don't want to be around. And so for my sake, I'm going to remove you. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that we just really can't, I can't be friends with you. Exactly. So,
Like, you
and
can
that's just
accept
what I
an
need
apology.
for my peace.
We're not speaking the
can
same
accept it,
language,
but you don't
lovely.
have to.
Exactly. And it's totally fine. We just,
we are not
Totally
speaking the same.
fine.
But my thing is that I feel
Yeah.
like all of us like as college kids can relate to that,
Right.
Because it's just
For
like
sure.
it's just like many now that we're starting to form into like knowing the difference between genuine and non.
Mm-hmm.
We're knowing the difference between real and fake. We're knowing the difference between friend and foe,
Right.
friend and associate.
Right.
We're knowing the difference between someone who is like really loyal and that will be there for you. Because like I said, within you guys, I feel a genuine relationship between all of us and even prolong in our friend group. I feel like, with you guys, like I'm not saying with not other, friends that I have, but it's saying with example for our friend group, I feel like we have each other's back genuinely. We understand where each other are coming from. We respect each other's boundaries. Because boundaries is a whole nother episode.
It's a whole nother episode.
Boundaries is a
Can't
whole nother
even
episode.
tap into that right now.
We can't even talk about that within 30 minutes. A boundary is like a whole hour episode. But like I'm just saying, but it's just like for people to not just acknowledge. It's all of the form of acknowledgement. Because my thing is that you can just like just admit it. Just like for example. Let me not try to be shady on this one. But just for an example, my manager at my job,
Yeah.
I don't really rock with that man. And I'm going to just say it. I don't rock with that man at all.
That's fine.
Right. That's valid.
That's
Yeah.
fine. But it's just like there was one situation where I took off on a certain day because I need to take off for that due to, a performance.
Yeah.
And I said I was on the schedule. I called him day before. I just said, hey, I got put on this. I not only tell him my new school schedule for the next semester, but also I said, hey, I got put on the schedule for this day. I have performance on that day. So he was like, oh yeah, you're off that day. I was looking at the app that has my schedule on it. When we were on the phone, it still said me working on that day.
Yeah.
Here's us on the phone. I refreshed it. He did it while we were on the phone. I just couldn't stand the fact of how he tried to pen out as if I was crazy. I talked to my aunt about this, and I told her, I was like, he really tried to act like I was delusional. I should have screenshot the whole mess out of that because I was just like, dude, own your screw up.
Right.
Own it. Own that you messed up. It's okay. I wouldn't feel no type of way about it, even though I have my reservations about him.
Right.
I wouldn't feel no type of way about it because guess what? We all make mistakes.
Right.
We all mess up. We all fall down. We get right back up.
Right.
We're like, dude, it's just like it's that. So
Right.
I'm just like, dude, admit it, own it,
Right.
and just be okay to just like be like, okay, say, oh, if he would have said, Nina, I apologize, I accidentally put you on the schedule. Let me take you off right now. I would have said, okay, cool, no worries, I understand. But he did it while we're on the phone. Bro, don't try to pan out if I'm crazy because I'm not. Don't try to pan out if I'm done because I'm not. I know what you did. I know what you did. Like, it's just like, so it's just like,
Right.
just,
No, yeah.
right? Just in the sense of, I just want to be like, bruh. Like, but I feel like also we all have those moments
I think
where,
some bosses have it more often though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they just completely ignore the fact that their workers are people.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the
Oh my
event that
gosh.
the boss makes a mistake, they're like, oh, it's easier for me to just pin this on my employee than own up to it myself. And that's like the big issue with the whole thing. It's a big power imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
yo, Austin, you just hit on something heavy. Power and balance. Like, it's just like, but there's sometimes when, like, honestly, and I'm gonna keep it real, you can't give people a certain form of leadership
Yeah.
because they will take that to their heads real quick.
Yeah.
Because I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, dude, I was like, your titles don't make you better than anybody. How much money you make, how many people you know, it doesn't make you better than a single person in this world. Because guess what? We all bleed the same blood. At the end of the day, the only thing that's the beauty about us and what God has blessed us with is our culture, our races, our ethnicities. That's the beauty in us. That's the beauty in each and every one of us. But at the end of the day, we are still people. Yeah. We bleed the same blood. The same God that made you made me, bruh. So it's just like, at the end of the day, we all work. You may get like, I respect you as the head, but it's just like, not respect. I'll work with you, but I don't have respect for you. Because that's the difference. I'll work with you, but I don't have respect for you because of the way you act. Because of, you may say it's not your intention to do that.
Right.
But what impact are you making within the workplace?
Right.
Also, too, when people say, like, it wasn't my intention, I mean, we're kind of just, like, taking them at face value and, like, accepting that, but we're forgetting a lot of people lie as well. A lot of the times, these people do this with full intention. Like, they completely know that what they're doing is messed up, but they're like, oh, if this person will believe me, or if I can get away with it, I might as well just keep on lying, you know? So it's good to just, like, analyze these situations case by case, look to see if this person has a history of doing this over and over again, because otherwise you just risk becoming a sucker, you know?
No, I definitely agree. Like,
that is valid.
The fact that I was just talking about this like a couple of minutes ago, when someone might come over and they might, I can't use the example that was actually said, so I'm trying to think, but if they said something and then everyone's kind of like bashing them in a way, and then they're like, oh, I was joking, and it's like, but you weren't joking. Like, you fully meant that. It's just because based off the reactions and the impact that it was having, it was negative, so you try to turn it around into, I was joking, it was supposed to be funny, you were, you know, I didn't really mean it to harm anybody.
And this is, and it's something called shady.
Right.
It's something called you throwing shade and taking shots. Because that's what it is. But you meant that, though.
So just own that you meant it. I'm not going to lie. I can respect if you owned it and was like, no, I did mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might have been the wrong group to throw that joke at. And I use that loosely.
Okay, hold up. Here's my thing. Okay, so if you know, like, the real daytime. So the real, when Tamar Braxton was on and she did her segment, You Tried It. I love that. Yeah. But there was one time when she covered, there was this one woman that said, her friend said in front of like a whole group of friends, like, you know, the woman was self-confident. She loved the way that God made her, and I was like, I'm all for it. But then like one of her friends said that she was shaped like an ice cream cone, big at the top and small at the bottom.
Worst kind of people to be around.
And that's what I'm saying. And honestly, I was like, huh?
I have a theory about why this occurs.
It's very interesting.
When people see, there are certain types of people, like the jealous, insecure individuals, right? A lot of people want to appear to be good people, but they don't want to put in the actual work to be good people. So when they see an actual good person, someone who's a joy to be around, someone who's confident in themselves, they feel threatened. They feel hurt because they're like, dang, I wish this was how I actually was, not how I pretend to be. So when they see that, they want to knock them down a peg. They want to drag them down to that level and be like, oh, you shouldn't be too uppity or too happy. Right. Those are people you have to watch out for, because they will just drain you for all you have. They're going to say it's a joke, but in actuality, they're trying to make sure you're not confident.
And that person can be right next to you. Watch the main people that you're close to. I'm not saying watch it everybody.
Don't be paranoid, but be watchful.
Yeah, but hold up. Y'all know the term, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Man, that's a word in itself. Keep your enemies closer. Not saying like you sleep with one eye open, like type stuff, you know, not like that. But it's just like, with the
patterns too.
Right? Like, see the red flags.
Yeah.
I say, see the red flag. Because weren't we just talking about red flags the other
yesterday?
day?
We were.
Because we were just talking about red flags about, like, say for instance, like if we're in a relationship, we were using an example. If like, what would like the red flags be that we would do, like us personally? And I had to, when y'all asked me that at first, I was like, I had to think about that for a second. I was like, I feel like I wouldn't have no red flags in a relationship. Me, that I wouldn't induce.
Right.
I feel like I have red flags for if a guy were to treat me wrong, and certain red flags that you see in that person. But when it comes to me, I feel like I wouldn't be. Like, I feel like in a relationship we're gonna have like our ups and downs, but I feel like I don't feel like that I would be like the person. Right. I would never give toxic. I would never shout out to everybody. PSA from Nene. I would never be toxic in my life. They'll be like, oh yeah, Nene's in a toxic relationship. No, I won't.
Yeah,
But-
sometimes it sneaks up on you in a way.
Yeah. Ugh. That is how does yo
Anyways,
My
get
thing-
Austin.
My thing is, I know you guys personally, right? So I
Right.
know that you guys probably wouldn't be toxic in relationships.
Right.
Mhm.
But then you want to know the scary thing? The people who are toxic in these relationships, if they were to sit here with us and like talk about this, you know what they would be saying?
I'm
They're
not
like,
toxic.
yeah, I'm not toxic.
I'm not
either. I
toxic
can't
at all.
even
Yo,
talk about
yo,
it."
You never
oh
knew
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah, exactly,
They just
exactly.
lack that
Because
self-awareness.
exactly.
Like I feel like those people in particular need to like understand what introspection is and actually
Right.
take like a good look at their own character just
Right.
to see how their actions affect others, right? Because like I feel like we can confidently say that we're not toxic because
Right.
like, we often take a look at ourselves.
Right.
We know what we like, we know what we don't like, things like that.
Mhm.
But other people who aren't willing to like accept their shortcomings or like accept themselves as humans,
Yes.
those are the ones you have to watch out for. because
Right.
they're not
Oh
aware
my
of
gosh,
what they do.
yes. But honestly, this takes me back to I use a lot of like TV show and talk show references.
Yeah.
Everybody know that I'm a theater kid, y'all. Y'all know what I said in past episodes. But Karamo Brown, another person I'm a huge fan of. He has his own talk show.
Okay.
And so he brought on one of his shows these cheating women. So 3 cheating women. So they were all, so that's why I said if we were to bring when you said we were to bring toxic people, he brought 3 women who have cheated in a relationship or who are currently cheating
Yeah, very
in a
scary.
relationship. But to see the perspective of that women cheat too, like not just only on
Yeah,
the guy's
I never-
perspective,
right.
but just see the women cheat
Yeah.
too. So he just brought all 3 of them on there, not to be judgmental, not to judge, because I'm a fan of Karamo's show. He's not that person, like
Yeah.
that, not that
Yeah.
dude to judge. Like see him on the show, he's not that dude to judge. Hope to meet him one day, but he's not that dude to judge. But he just brought the first girl. He made actually there was a poll of like what makes women cheat. A majority of them said revenge. So like they would get back it would be a get back thing.
Which is stupid.
That is
Revenge
petty
is
and
bullshit.
dumb.
Because it backfires a lot, but go
Right?
on.
And a lot of people said, and there's some people that even said it was for just because they wanted to.
I think there's some
Or-
more
That's
honest
a little
people.
more honest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or honestly, or for a self-confidence type thing. And I was like, lovely, you do not need to cheat.
Yep, they don't,
for
but
To
they
self-confidence?
want to.
Confidence?
For self-confidence,
The
that
self-esteem
It
is
ties back to what I was
terrible.
saying
So
earlier.
where's
Right.
some
Oh my
It ties
god.
back to the whole wanting to appear to be a good person. The thing is,
Exactly.
even like let's say people like something right online on TikTok or anything. It's never enough for them to just like it.
Right.
They always have to like morally justify it as well. And it ties into cases like this as well, where the people who cheat, honestly, the only explanation is that they have poor self-control and
Right.
respect for their partner, but they want to appear better to other people, so they're like, oh, I was confused, they
Right.
weren't meeting my needs emotionally, break up with them.
It-
I
yo,
didn't attracted to them.
people
break up
make
with them.
people make so many simple situations so hard and complicated. Dude, even Karamo says it on the show when he's talking to like people in relationships, he's like, dude, hey, it's simple, do this.
Yeah.
It's simple, do that. But the second girl on like in the cheating panel, she said she cheated on her boyfriend to feel like self-confidence. And I was like, lovely, you don't need to play with someone's heart and their emotions just to feel self-confidence. It's something called you encourage and empower yourself. It's affirmation. It's affirmation. And I'm just like, dude, it's affirmation and what you feel about your own self-esteem and your own self-worth.
And then you
She should-
realize- oh,
Yeah, go
continue.
ahead. No, I was about to say she should ask herself why she was in that relationship in the first place. That she
Right.
didn't feel self-confident. If you're in a relationship, it shouldn't make you feel less confident
Right.
about yourself.
That
That's
makes
already a toxic
no
relationship happening in the first place. So
Exactly.
she should have left it at that. But go ahead.
And hold on. Let me just say PSA to everyone, all viewers of Nene's Notions. Nina, Kaya, Sid, and Austin, we don't condone cheaters.
At all.
PSA, we don't rock with cheaters. We don't rock with cheaters at all. We don't. At the end of the day, don't get in a relationship if you're not ready to commit.
That's it.
That's a short
Simple as
PSA.
that.
But back to the conversation. Yeah. So like, and then the last woman, she's married.
Ooh.
Like, yo, she's married, but she's stepping out on her husband.
Constantly? Consistently?
Yes.
Oh.
On top of that, she has children.
Oh,
Aww.
so
That's
double
worse. That's
homicide.
worse.
And then her husband knows that she's doing it.
Oh,
Oh, so he's allowing it.
or is he like a Wait, can I say that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Change your
What you about to?
verbiage.
No. I
Choose
feel
a
like I know what
better
you about
word.
to say.
You got
No.
You know
But-
vocabulary.
but, and I was just like, so you really don't validate this man's feelings, and also for him in the sense too. Why haven't you gotten custody of your children, co-parenting and stuff like that, and smack the divorce papers on the table? Why are you still stringing this man along and saying that, oh yeah, he is my best friend, we're good as a friend, and I still love him? Lovely, that's not love. What's your definition of love? Because that ain't. And my thing is that also, what example are you setting for your children?
They don't care about the kids.
Exactly. You don't care
right.
about your children. Like,
At
you need to be a
all.
better example
Not-
for your children. Because how would they feel if they be like, oh yeah, say for instance, like years down the road, they be like, oh, mommy and daddy were on the Cromwell show. They were talking, mommy cheated on daddy.
Oh no.
We were like, whoa, like how does that make it make sense? But my thing is that when it comes to mom, you gotta be an example for your children in teaching them how a woman is supposed to carry themselves when it comes to daughters, and also how a woman is supposed to carry themselves in a certain form of way when it comes to guys. You're teaching an example for your children and teaching how a real man is supposed to provide for their family, and how a real man is supposed to treat a woman and treat a person within a relationship. And that's the misconception and what people don't get. And when she was doing that, and there was so many people in Karama's audience that was just going at only her.
Oh.
Because they was just like, yo, what the heck is wrong with you?
I mean,
But that's valid.
Yeah.
But that's valid though. Because it's understandable of the fact of like, dude, why are you still in this marriage? Obviously, you don't give a crap about the marriage. Why are you there?
safety net,
Yeah.
security blanket.
Literally.
The thing is, these people choose their victims very carefully.
Oh my god.
So like, she probably knew that this dude had really poor boundaries. Probably isn't gonna stand up for himself. So she can have the security of marriage while still walking off doing whatever behind this man's back. And even when he finds out, he's not going to do anything about it because he has no backbone.
Yeah, I was about to say, sometimes people get really comfortable and they get scared to leave because I don't know if anyone else will love me the
She's
same.
on
I don't
a
know
high,
if,
don't wanna be
all these things. And then sometimes it can be also like the kids as well. Like, we need to stay for the kids' sake. We should stay because we don't want to show them a broken relationship.
And
We
then
don't want to
it
show
ruins
them
those
this.
kids.
And they're making it worse.
But you're
By
representing
keeping it
that.
going. Yes, you're literally showing a broken home. It's literally breaking in the moment, and you're
Right.
allowing it to, and you're thinking because the kids are like, mommy, daddy, please don't break up with each other. But it's like, they're kids. If you're consistently cheating and you know that you really need to leave this,
Right.
Yeah. And I think some
You
adults
gotta-
think kids are
yeah.
stupid because kids pick up on these things.
Yo,
they do.
that's what I was about
They
to
do.
say.
And the thing is, psychologists have stated that kids feel responsible for the feelings of those around them, especially
Right.
their parents. So when they realize that, oh, mommy feels weird when daddy comes around, or like, oh, daddy cries every
Right.
time mommy's gone, they're going to internalize their feelings and villainize, or even sometimes
Exactly.
believe themselves to be the issue.
Right.
If they're like, oh, the parents
Right.
only stay together because of me, I'm the reason why they're unhappy.
right,
So
No,
it's
that's
not
true.
for the kids
at all.
like at all.
It's
In
not
fact,
for
it's to
the
the
kids.
detriment of the kids.
Exactly.
Stop saying it's for the kids. They're innocent. They don't know what the heck is going
Like,
on.
just admit
But
you're a coward.
all they see is mommy and daddy going back and forth. All they see is mommy and daddy always having fights, and that's not a peaceful household to have children to grow up in.
Right. No,
And
not
you
at
wonder
all.
why there are some kids, some adults that have traumas from childhood because of the representation of parents. Dude, what your intention was over your impact. Lovely. See how this goes full circle? See how see how everything represented
Right.
goes full circle? See how it goes full circle and you mean like, dude, what is your intention over your impact? And Sydney, were you about to say something?
I was, but like, there's boundaries, like full on boundaries for like family structure. If you're not comfortable with that person, just leave them. Don't be coming back and taking their revenge and all that lovely stuff. But at the
Sometimes
same
it's not
time, there's
complicated.
plenty of fish in the sea.
Yes. Run for the hills. You already see a toxic relationship,
sometimes
just run.
People stay. I think I've asked somebody before. I was like, what made you stay? They're like, because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
This is my comfort. Like, you're literally, like you said earlier, safety net. You're literally my comfort zone. When everything else is failing in life, when work or life, or I'm trying to get with somebody else and it didn't work out for the better, I know I can go back to this person. You're a security blanket for me. And that's why,
function is to survive.
Right.
And the key to surviving is comfort and routine. So
Right.
people get
Right.
trapped in those routines, even if they know it's not best for them, they're like, at least I'm still alive.
Exactly.
and surviving.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
People are comfortable with floating for whatever reason.
Yeah, but y'all see how this one this is what I will love in my show. How this one topic opens up so many different avenues that you don't even know where it comes from.
Right.
But yeah, y'all, that's our notion for today. How can you affect the people around you? How you represent yourself. It's all about how you represent yourself, how you carry yourself, how you're willing to know your self-worth and know what you deserve. Because at the end of the day, it may not be your intention to do something to a person, but what impact are you making? Because when God calls you home, at the end of the day, people want to leave off good words and good things to say on the impact that you made on somebody.
Yep.
Because I feel, because, you know, in everyone, you know, they say, I want people to be known as this, but how do you carry yourself throughout that time? How do you represent yourself? How do you want people to see you? Because that's why I say it's I'm always a representation of not only myself, but also my family. Because if someone see me wild out, they're going to be like, dang, what type of family Nene come from? But, you know, I carry myself as a certain type of way because I give all the glory to God for my village for instilling those values and morals in me, so I can be willing to pass that on to others. So I say, you should be willing to be a representation of yourself. And guess what? We all fall down, but it's all on the willingness of how you be willing to grow, be willing to keep an open mind, and how you be willing to just all around be willing to have a positive impact on people. Because y'all, there's too much that's going on in society today,
Right.
Precisely.
for you to add on to the chaos.
Right.
Lovelies, please be better. Please. That's our notion for today. Well, now we're gonna get into sorry y'all, I just had to say be better. Be better, do better. Yeah, all right. So y'all, now on to top 3 with your girl Nene. All right, y'all. So y'all know in top 3 with your girl Nene, I just say and talk about many trending topics that are going on today. Some trending topics that are going on today within the entertainment biz. Because like I said, I'm a theater kid, you know, performing arts. That's my forte. That's my forte. Sorry, but a big not sorry. so my first pick for today is Demi Lovato joins the cast Toe. So if y'all know what Toe is, it is a new movie. Sorry, it's a new movie that is going to be coming out soon through all streaming platforms. You know, Demi Lovato, I love Demi. I've been watching her ever since Camp Rock, man. I grew up on this girl right here. So it's just like now she's joining a new cast, and she's been off of the acting scene for a minute, you know, because she's been focusing on music. You know, she's been off the acting for a minute, but now she's welcome back into the acting scene. So y'all check out Toe. I'm all for, you know, if y'all got like, you know, any other, you know, opinions about some shows, DM your girl, comment in the comment section, let me know. I'm open to it, you know. But yeah, I'm open to all of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So and then the second is Dolly Parton does a cover of Jolene. Honestly, I would say personally, I love the Pentatonix Jolene, just to keep it real. But hey, we'll see how this queen does it. And my third is Vanessa Hudgens. She now has a baby bump.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very So yeah, those are my top 3 picks with your girl Nene. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me at Nene's. I keep on saying at Nene's Notions. Nene's Notions, but y'all do follow my podcast Instagram at Nene's Notions. Follow my personal Instagram at Nene the Leap Year Baby, and my Facebook. Y'all just look me up by my name, NENASMITH. That is my full thing. All my streaming platforms. And thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you. And I know y'all gonna see more of my friends, more people that's coming on. And a big shout out to the humanities department. Thank you so much for giving me this big platform. Big shout out to Bobby. Thank you so much for putting up with me and my show and my chaos. So with all that said, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty balling. Go they follow, 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 you take